And I said, and you blokes know that some of the biggest increases in population are in poor, very poor Catholic countries.
Well, South America.
Exactly. And I said, so, you know, we have to be concerned about that, because in those countries, those poor African and South American countries, where there's a lot of Catholics, they're the ones that are having problems with food shortage. So I said, you know, he has to address it. He said, you can't talk to the Pope about things like that. I said, why not? I mean, we live in the real world. We can't keep hiding behind trees. Oh, gee, they were upset. Anyway, I did raise it with him. He was fine. There was these bishops and that standing behind him, his minders. They sort of stiffened up and the eyebrows went up and what have you. And when I was leaving him, he leant forward and he smiled on his face, he shook my hand and he said, very interesting subject, Mr. Blight.
So which Pope was this?
John. Just, he was failing then, but he was still sharp. Oh, he's sharp. Always remember, he had a band-aid on his finger. He put his hand out and I noticed the little band-aid. He must have cut himself or something. Very nice man. But, you know, I mean, all these people are nice. It's just like the Duke of Edinburgh. I spoke several times at the Royal Agricultural Society's global conference. And one time in Durban, they asked me to go and speak about trade and this sort of stuff. So I got up and made his speech, and there was a question and answer thing afterwards, and he put his hand up and he said, Mr. Blight, have you ever read a book on subsidies? Now, I know that he hates the EC subsidy regime, because he told me a couple of years before this, you know, he's terrible, telling me about it. And I said, well, he's the president of the society, so I said, well, Mr. President, I started to read it, but I found it economically unsustainable. Well, he threw his head back and he laughed. He thought that was fantastic. So we went through all these questions and he came up to me afterwards. Congratulations, well done. He said, you know, you're very good in your Aussie way, aren't you? And I've often thought about, I wonder what he meant by my Aussie way, but I think it was the brashness that, you know, people used to say, Blighty's got this personality, but he can be brash and you know, straight to the point and all that sort of stuff. And you see, this is the interesting thing about Trump. Trump's got them all buggered.
Yeah.
Because he's the same. See, when you get involved in the higher level of diplomacy, everybody's very nice to everybody. But brashness doesn't sort of come into it. But you've got to be nice to everybody. So when someone comes in as a bit brash and goes straight to the jugular and to the point, it sort of upsets their momentum. And it's exactly what Trump's doing. Trump talks to people as if he's having a conversation in the street.
Yeah.
Did you watch his interview the other day following the meeting he had with Kim?
Yeah.
That was for an hour. I thought that performance was fantastic. He was humble. He was straight. I thought his classic response was when they said, well, this might fail. Yeah, well, he said, I could be back here in 6 months saying, well, it didn't work. We had a go, it didn't work. I made a mistake. No, he said, I wouldn't say that, oh, I made a mistake. He said, I'd try to find some other words. I thought it was a classic.
Well, I think that Trump is underrated.
Huh? I'm sure he is. He's a very intelligent man.
But the trouble is that, you know, and the media plays a big part in this.
Yeah.
They've been gunning for him ever since he became president. Yeah.
And it's not fair. It's not fair. But it's interesting. The other day, he had to go at the Canadians over their 125% tariffs on dairy. Well, I can tell you a story about that. We had a Cairns Group meeting in Sydney 20 years ago, and I was chairing the Farmers Presidents Forum, and we challenged the Canadians about their protection policies on their poultry and their dairy, and said, look, we don't think you blokes meet the criteria of being members of the Cairns Group. And they said, what do you mean by that? Well, I said, look, you know, you've got big tariff protection, and support programs and quota programs. Everything you do in your dairying is all wrong. Same with your poultry industry.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you come along here and talk about free trade and getting everybody else to reduce their tariffs and everything, and you won't do anything about yours? Anyway, and the president of the farmers, old Jackie, was a top bloke, he said, well, what do you reckon you want to do anything about it? I said, well, we've got to seriously think about considering whether you should be in the group or not. He said, what do you mean, you're going to kick us out? I said, well, it might come to that. Wow. I took the same attitude as Trump took.
Mm-hmm.
You blokes are not getting your act together. And oh, geez, I'll tell you what, she was a good couple of days. I said, you blokes have got to give us some commitments to do something about it. Well, they gave us all the commitments over the world and did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So the Canadians, Trudeau might jump up and down, but he has a case to answer to. And Trump has nailed him.
Yeah.
I'm on Trump's side.
Well, I'd like to see him, in a way, succeed and basically do what he's promised to do.
Yeah, me too. I think, I mean, some of the things I thought, oh, there you go. I am concerned about his nearly, not quite, nearly unilateral go at tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
He's being very selective at the moment. I mean, he's given us a tick.
Mm-hmm.
And, just excuse me. Oh, that's my girlfriend. Just answer this one. Yeah, g'day. Yeah, still talking. Where are you? Oh, you want me to come up? Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, Burke Street. Yeah, okay. Yep. Oh. Oh, yeah, okay. Or do you come up the highway? Yeah, okay. Yeah, righto. Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, I'll be there because all his batteries have gone flat, so the poor bloke, I've just about brainwashed him, I think. Okay. All right, I'll be there shortly. Righto. Bye.
Well, before you go, could I actually take a couple of photographs?
What, of me?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Jeez. No one wants to listen to go and look at an old photograph of me. But anyway. So, but that's some of my stories.
Well, it's been absolutely fascinating.
I've had people annoying me for years and years and years who want me to write a book. And I've finally relented to start writing some notes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've written 50 pages, and I haven't scratched the surface. I start to think about it. I'm amazed at the stuff that I've done.
Mm-hmm.
I've had this fascinating life of doing all these things, like the Mabo thing, and there's a personal threat on my life. I had a 24-hour police guard on me and my family. It's Christmas Day at my sister's place. And the police came and said, who's coming to Christmas Day? She said, well, it's just a family and a few friends. Who are they? I want to know who we want to list. And then she said, what do you mean you want to list? It's my private home. She said, your brother's under a threat. How do we know? We need to know who's coming here. So that we'll be patrolling the street. Christmas Day, all these cars are up and down all day. Around my mother's house in Leeton. My kids, the police round them up. Said, this is what you do. You never stand on the street. You come out of your office straight onto your bus home or into your car, but never stop.
Mm-hmm.
Always move. Always be a moving target. I'm a target. My daughter. Oh, my target. Well, just move. You might not be, but you know we are taking this as a threat. Because when it first happened, they rang the NFF. Rick Farley said, "Oh, I don't know what bother about that." Anyway, a couple of days later, and they'd recorded it amazingly.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, geez, he said, maybe I better follow this up. So they got the police in. They said, when did this happen? Oh, a couple of days ago. What the hell have you been doing? This is serious. They put it in category 1, the highest, and he Yeah, and that's when they rang me and said we better come and take a look at what you're doing. So I used to have to report to them every day and tell them what I was doing. Better smile, might make it look better.
Maybe go outside.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so that was, that was sort of, I'd be ringing up and I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm going somewhere else. And one policeman, he started to laugh, and I said, "What are you laughing at?" He said, "Jesus, bloody," he said, "if this bloke does catch you," he said, "he'll be too bloody weak to kill you anyway." Very funny.
I'll see you next week.
Have a lovely day.
Have a good day, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, there.
Well, thank you, Brent. It's been a pleasure. So we'll get the story up on the weekend. We'll put the article up over
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, when you have that much stuff there, you won't know what to do with it.
Well, I think I'll probably spend tomorrow.
Going through and listening to it all.
Yes, it'll make it a kind of weekend task.
Yes, right. But no, it's interesting stuff. I sort of, I've never had any investment. When I start talking about it, people just pretty amazing things sometimes.
Well, the people with you, that's the things that you've done.
It's interesting. I was Blake's starting this big agricultural fund that they've got me involved in now, and we're hoping today to get it up on 400 million. And I said to him, he said, "Look, I want you to be on the board of this advisory board." And I said, "Mate, I'm nearly 80 years old." And he said, people don't do those sorts of things anymore. They specialise in that, and they specialise in that. You sit there and you go, "Oh, wait, no, what about this here?" They don't make people like you. Yeah. I meet you, I know all the bits. They don't make people like you anymore. Oh, okay. Anyway, it's a pleasure.
Thank you, Brent.
Right.
Likewise,